How's it going, YouTube? Today I'm going to do a Q&A video. Got a bit of a different setup because I managed to get a camera and I'm going to try and use that. Also, I have my tablet here because of the Q&A we're going to do. And first things first, I'm a realist. You'll realise that I have a bit of a different look today. It's because I've just decided to change my style completely, so I've become a goth. Something I've been experimenting with the last couple of months. Second thing you'll notice about me is I have a cold, so if you can't hear me, I apologise. I will try and put subtitles at the bottom of this video. All these questions come from the internet, and well, obviously they come from the internet, but I've just googled good questions to do for a Q&A. And I have had a couple of submissions from friends and stuff, so I'll try and include them as well. First question is, if I could be a celebrity for a day, who would it be? I don't know, that's a hard one to answer because I don't really want to be famous. Not really a celebrity, but a queen, because she has like loads of fancy clothes, big house, well, just like loads of luxuries for the day, and gets to rule over the whole country. So that'd be pretty cool. What's the funniest thing I've done when I was bored? I haven't really done anything funny. I suppose when I'm really bored I'll do silly little things that just pass the day along. Like normally I would just do normal things like Xbox, which is behind me. I would do just go on laptop, chat to people, keep up with my page on Facebook. But some stuff that's been really silly that I've just done to pass the day probably include dancing along to like random songs on YouTube. Probably looking at completely useless websites, rooting through I have like these boxes that are like on a unit, and in them is like stuff from like 5-10 years ago, probably not extreme, but so I probably end up going through them when I'm really bored and I've got loads of hours to spare. I suppose these next ones aren't really like proper serious questions, but I've just googled some other stuff. Grab the book nearest to you, turn to page 18 and find line 4. It's the Wanted, Our Story, Our Way. I'll put my tablet down a second. I'm resting on a shelving unit, so page 18, line 4. Now, page 18 doesn't really have, this is page 18. So I'm going to have to do page 19. Line 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is, how bad is that exactly? People thought it was funny to give me a hard. I'll leave that to your imagination. Dirty-minded people. Actually, the finishing bit of that sentence was hard time. Before I started this, what was I doing? I was on Facebook and Twitter. I was asking people to send me questions. What was the last thing I watched on TV? Actually, last thing I watched on TV was Eurovision, which was, what day are we on? Friday? Which was Saturday, last Saturday. And Sweden won, so I was happy about that. With the exception of the computer, what can you hear? I can hear the door creaking because I have a very creaky door. The door is creaking because my sister left it half open and I can't be bothered to move to go and do it right now, to close it. When did you last step outside? What was I doing? I stepped outside this morning to go to the doctor's because of this terrible cold that I have. Did I dream last night? No, I didn't. Actually I did, but I don't really remember it. The next question actually fits quite appropriately. Do I remember my dreams? Some of them, yeah. Like, one of my dreams, all through my childhood. Did anybody ever have like the dreams where like all through their childhood they'll have like this one dream that just sticks with them forever? like you'll dream it constantly. When I was little, that happened to me. And please tell me I'm not the only one that dreamt something along the lines of what I've just said, because then that just makes me feel really weird. When I was little, I used to dream that I used to hate Wallace and Gromit. Has anybody ever watched Wallace and Gromit? Leave a comment. And I used to dream that for some reason Wallace and Gromit were attacking me. It's super weird and random, and every time I tell my family about it, they laugh to pieces. And they still to this day, I still remember that, and it's not a nice thought. And so I still kind of don't like Wheelz and Gromit, although it's a good film. But my family torment me with like the theme tune and everything, and it's just terrifying, and I don't like it. When did I last laugh? I last laughed actually about 20 minutes ago, because I was watching Jacksepticeye. I will leave a link in the description. Yeah, I was watching Jacksepticeye, and his Happy Wheels video was just hilarious. What's on the walls of the room that I'm in? Actually, I have a clock up that way. Behind me to my left, like, I don't know if it's in shot, but I have like a Great Britain photo. Then behind me I have, please tell me you can see that, I have a You Are My Sunshine thing, which reminds me of my girlfriend. And I have Ollie Mills poster, and I have a Tom Daly poster, and down there somewhere I have a Lee Mead poster. Well, poster, it's a picture I printed out and stuck on the wall. Have I seen anything weird lately? No, not seen weird things. What's the last film I saw? Actually, I just finished watching The Conjuring. Terrifying film, but it's a good film. It's a good film. Go watch it if you're 15 or over. If you like a bit of a scare. If I could live anywhere in the world, where would I live? Now, I've always, I don't know whether I think I mentioned this in my first vlog that I did, when I did a little Q&A. I've always said I wanted to travel Europe. Sorry, I'm picking something on the furniture. Do you ever go to IKEA and when you build the furniture, then there's like these little sticky labels to pull off? Not sticky labels, but like things that protect it from getting scratched. Yeah, I'm picking that off at the moment because the shelf that you're balancing on was newly bought. Question moving on. I've completely forgot the question. Oh yeah, living anywhere in the world. Like I was saying, I wanted to travel Europe when I'm older, so I'd be happy to live anywhere in Europe, because Europe's my home continent. If I became a multi-millionaire overnight, what would I buy? New camera, new vlogging camera, gig tickets to keep me happy and keep me, because I like my music. So what else would I buy? I'd buy a proper violin. I mean, I've got a violin next to me right here, but it's not a proper one. But I don't know, I think I'd buy some groovy stuff for my wheelchair. Tell me something about you that most people don't know. I'm originally Scottish. I don't sound it. I sound like the most Yorkshire person going. But I lived in Scotland for 8 years. And then I moved to Lincolnshire. Lived there for about 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, 5 years. And then I moved here to Harrogate. Do I like to dance? Yes, I love to dance. Ever since I got more confident, I've just danced loads because it's kept me energetic, and it's also really enjoyable and it's fun, and it's something I could do with my sister as well. Would I ever consider living abroad? Yeah, I would. What's the last thing I downloaded onto my computer? Actually, I'm thinking of setting up another channel called Laura Games, because I managed to get a software on my computer where it records what I'm doing on my internet. So I'm thinking of doing a few Goat Simulator episodes. Please tell me if you think that's a good idea or not. Last time I swam in a pool, about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago, because I know it sounds silly, but because of my disability, I haven't been able to swim. And I've only just learnt to swim in the last like 2 months or so. Not 2 months, 2 years. My brain is just wrecked. By the way, ignore my sister if you can hear her in the background. She's laughing away to something or other. Type of music I like the most. Well, I just like mixed things of music. So type of music I like different things. I know people are going to judge me for this, but I don't care. I like Eurovision stuff because I find out that their live performances are actually like less rubbish than the CD studio version thing. But yeah, I like foreign music. Like I like Norwegian music. Fall Out Boy, Fearless Vampire Killers, Ashes to Angels, 30 Seconds to Mars, My Chemical Romance. Type of music I dislike the most. I don't like screamo music. Like I don't like Slipknot and all that lot because they're like you can't understand a word they're saying. Plus the song probably has no meaning. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. It's just I don't understand what it says. So, what colour is my bedroom carpet? Actually, my bedroom carpet is I don't have a carpet. It's a wooden floor, so it's wood. Except I do have like a little carpet thing, rug thing next to my bed, which is dark green. If I could change something about my home without worrying about expenses or mess, what would I do? I would install a lift into my house because I can't get upstairs because we don't have like a stair lift or anything. So I would install a proper lift like what you see in town, or elevator as Americans call it. Last thing I bought was this eyeshadow, ignore the pencil, was the eyeshadow that I'm actually wearing. I bought it from Claire's. It took me forever to find some black eyeshadow, like literally forever. Have I ever rode a motorbike? No, but I've been driving this wheelchair for since I was like 2, so that kind of counts. Would I go bungee jumping or skydiving? Nah. Do I have a garden? Yeah, it's extremely small garden now. Extremely small. Do I really know all the words to my national anthem? Yeah, I think. Yeah. Because I mean, like, when we do national anthems here, and we sing the national anthem, we only sing like 2 or 3 verses of it. In fact, yeah. We don't sing like the full, like, 6 verses. So I don't know. I only know what we sing on TV and see on football matches and stuff. What's the first thing I think of when I wake up in the morning? Food. No. I don't know. It varies from day to day, but I tend to think about what am I gonna do today. Sometimes I fall asleep with thoughts in my head and I'll remember them when I wake up in the morning. So like if I fall asleep thinking, oh, I've got this, this and this to do tomorrow, I'll wake up thinking, I need to do this today. So just varies from day to day really. If I could eat lunch with one famous person, who would it be? With one famous person, it's hard to pick just one famous person. I don't know whether I've mentioned this in a previous vlog or this name. Alexander Rybak, he won Eurovision in 2009. He's been an inspiration to me for the past 3 years particularly. Who sent the last text message I received? My girlfriend. What time is bedtime? Now, my mum used to be, when I was like 10, my bedtime was usually like 10 on a school night and 11 on a weekend. Now, my mum just lets me choose whatever, well, more or less whatever I want. It's around about like 11:30 on a school day, probably earlier while I'm going through exams, and then it's probably about just past midnight on a weekend or a holiday. or vacation as Americans call it. I'm gonna have to start there because my voice is going and you probably can't hear a word I have said throughout that whole thing. Thanks for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please share with like everybody. It'd be cool if we could get this video to, I don't know, like a few hundred thousand. My brain just doesn't want to work today. A few hundred views. Yeah, I won't be able to reach a few 100,000 yet. Although, never say never. Yeah. Please click on Tom Daly's face. Is that Tom Daly? I hope so. To subscribe to my channel. Please click my face. I just remembered. On my channel, on my singing channel that I've got, Laura Sings, I have a video that is literally almost at 1,000 views, and it's not that big for in relation to like other people, but it's big for me. So if we could get that thing to like 1,000 views, that would be amazing. And I will try to do more videos in like 2 weeks when I finish my exams. I finish my exams on the 12th, and then I'm off to see Bucks Fizz and Rick Astley and a whole load of others at Temple Newsome on the 20th. Then on the 22nd is my prom. So like in the middle of like the 22nd, in the middle of the 12th and the 22nd, I will still try and put up vlogs, but I don't know how active I'll be. But as from the 20th, 22nd of June, up until like September, I will be on a 10-week summer holiday, or summer break, as some of you call it. Basically, I'll have no school, no college, no nothing. I'll just be 10 weeks of just being lazy. Well, I'm going to try and find a job, but hopefully I can find a job. I'll meet up with some friends and do some stuff, and yeah. So anyway, enough of me rambling before my throat disappears. The voice disappears. I will see you guys in the next video.